I'm going to throw a curveball at you. I love cars. I love everything cars. And Phil LeBeau's great at giving us news on cars. He just said that one of the auto groups, the Car Alliance of Automobile Manufacturers, thinks 5,000 to 6,000 additional for American cars should all these tariffs and everything actually happen. God, that seems like a big number to me. You probably haven't read the study, but just generically, is this just the Auto Association trying to negotiate the negotiator?
Well, I think, again, as we've learned over the last year and a half, Trump is a negotiator. He throws something out, he talks about it, and then he expects some response from the other side. Also, I think there has to be, again, pick up on Phil's comment. A lot of the SUVs that are sold by foreign manufacturers are actually manufactured in the United States to the U.S. market. There should be some margin in terms of profit margin there. So, you know, when I look at that versus the high-end sedans, there might be a little bit more price stickiness in the high-end sedans, but I think the SUVs, very competitive market. It's going to be difficult to raise prices significantly.
I got you. Now let's go to something I find interesting. You know, we have our Humphrey Hawkins, or we used to call it, where we get these biannual testimonies on both sides of the aisle by our Fed chairman. Bank of England has something that rhymes. They have a biannual stability report. It was released today. And the Bank of England is worried about a lot of things. Loan quality, Italy, Merkel's coalition, emerging markets, volatility. They didn't mention anything on the tariff issue because it probably didn't quite meet when they were getting all this together. My question to you is, if we are going to deal with trade, we look at it like our economy's doing good. Everybody else we're trying to compete with is not. It really is an exceptionally good time.
Well, I think the challenge from the Euro community and even in the UK, when you look at some of their recent data, is their economic growth seems to be slowing down relative to what was expected 3 or 4 months ago. So yes, they're in a position where if there is a negative impact because of trade, it adds to an already a slowing economy in the Euro community as well as China. So yeah, they would fight. But again, it goes back to your earlier point. If we're negotiating give and take, there's a real incentive abroad in terms of both Europe and China to say, listen, we need to give a little bit on trade so we can sustain our economic growth. So actually, we may be in a pretty good position in terms of negotiations here.
Now, another story, and rightly so, the biggest story the last 24 hours is maybe the whole CFIUS move this morning versus the micromanagement style of looking at one-offs with regard to who can do what. That could be a negotiating tactic as well. You know, this president may have taken good cop, bad cop, in the know cabinet member, not in the know cabinet member, to a whole new level. Your final thoughts?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's exactly what's happening. He's a negotiator. He's throwing out ideas. He's playing A versus B, and we'll see where it goes. But clearly, next month, in July, we get 4% plus economic growth for the second quarter. That's a pretty strong number no matter what.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.